Hello there, you gorgeous lot. Welcome back to another fabulous show here on Crafters TV. It's Tuesday, it's 7 p.m. here in the UK, 2 p.m. across on the East Coast. That means, of course, it's time for Launch Party. Launch Party is the show where we bring you previews of amazing things that are coming up in the near future. We also bring you all of the most recent launches as well. I'm so pleased to say we've got a couple of spectacular collections in the show for you today, and we've got a spectacular expert as well. It's a treat to have you here with me on a Tuesday, Jan.
I know, it's a bit different today, isn't it, John? I'm not normally here on a Tuesday. So yes, had a quick drive up earlier and I'm all raring to go, and I was thrilled with the fact that I got these two main products today. I've got everything crossed when the launches happened. I thought, please let there be some stock left. Please let there be some stock left, because I so wanted to come and have a go with it. So I'm just going to show you a couple of little things. So if you like your colouring, we've got that massive colouring set on there. So we'll talk about that in a little while. And then the other one that I wanted to think and have a play with is we've got the chinoiserie coming up now. I know Sarah launched this yesterday and you loved it, but I'm going to come and do you some demos. We're going to start with that gorgeous temple. When we start demoing later on, Joe. So yeah, can't wait.
Well, no, we launched it yesterday. It was so incredibly busy. You guys have loved it. I understand why. It's available. It's the same launch bundle that we have, the same awesome value for you. I can't believe it's less than £55. It's absolutely gorgeous. I'm just going to give you a little bit of a flavour by sharing with you and showing you the paper pads, which is awesome. I was having a right melt. I'm going to confess, Jan. I'm going to have to confess. I was having a meltdown before the show because I couldn't find these cards. Jan has come to the rescue. She's found them. Thank you, Jan. I don't know where they were. They were somewhere. But the chinoiserie collection is gorgeous. It's the 1800s, 18th century Western interpretation of Eastern culture, Jan, and it is gorgeous. It evokes such great memories. It's got real awesome connotation. We're going to talk about it a little later in the show, so make sure if you missed out on it yesterday, now is your chance. Now, talking of busy collections, oh my word, we are going to look at the colorists, because what an incredible deal we have for you on this. It did sell out. I know it launched recently. It totally sold out. We have got back in stock for you. What we don't have though is a lot of stock. So you're going to need to be quick for it if you want it. $49.99 if you're in the UK, $69.95 if you are in the US. Now, not only do you get a discount on the actual colorist selection itself, we are then going to throw in one of our discovery kits for you too. So the great thing about that is either keep it for yourself, that's what I'd be doing, or keep it and give it away as a gift. It's completely up to you. Loads of you tuning in already, loads of you saying hello. Jan's polishing a box over there. If you want to get in touch with me, then you can, of course. You can, of course. Crafters TV on Facebook, Crafters Companion, of course, on YouTube. Make sure you're subscribing over there as well. And we've got some amazing previews coming up a little later. But this colorist selection, Jan, I mean, it's like it's like a jewellery box, isn't it? It's honestly gorgeous.
It's packaged so beautifully, Joe, that even just looking at the packaging, the way that it's actually been done. But if you've not seen it, if you didn't see the launch show, I'm just going to talk you through what it's actually all about. So this focuses around our Spectrum Noir tri-blends. So if you love colouring, this is a real sort of luxury collection. We're going to work our way through it. We're going to dip in and out of it as the show goes along. I'm going to do a little bit of colouring, show you what's in the box. So just to start off with, I think just the packaging itself, you know, you think, well, come on, Jan, it's a box. How do you get so excited about a box? But it's got that lovely magnetic closure on it here. So if we're just fastens back together, and then when you open it up here, we've got that beautiful selection, and we've chosen 18 of the most popular colours of our tri-blend pens. So these are alcohol markers, and if you're familiar with the tri-blends, you have got, let me just move that so that you can see over the white there. You've got 3 shades of one colour family within one pen. Excuse me. So you've got, if I look on here, you've got light, medium and dark in this particular one, which is the citrus green blend. Bullet nibs on them. They're all the same nib, but you can see there that we've got that lighter tone. Then in the middle, you've got the medium tone. And then at the other end, you just flip it round and you've got the darker one. So if you're somebody that's struggled in the past to blend colours in the family and get that 3-pen blend that we're constantly talking about, these are actually the way forward, because we've done that idea for you. We've got the blend within the pen, and they're all the same. It goes through a complete rainbow of colours, you know, through all the different ones. You've got the turquoises in there as well. It comes right down to the browns. So again, 18, as I say, but you're actually getting, what's 3 18s, Joe? I don't know if I can add that up. 54 different sort of shades in there altogether. And then the tray lifts out, so when you actually, and it's in this gorgeous,
isn't it like a velvet?
It's like a velvet. It reminds me, I said, like a jewellery box or a really nice expensive chocolate box.
Nice.
So but this actually just lifts out, and inside here we're not just going to leave the pens in there. I'll just take out my my blotting sheet. But you get a guide, you get a step-by-step guide to how to blend the pens. So if you haven't seen them before, it's all there in writing and pictures for you as to how to actually get a finished example with some of the blending. And we've also put in there a little practice sheet for you. So you can see this design here is the one that we've put out on the paper. Specialist paper there for the alcohol markers, so you've not got to worry about whether you've got the right kind of paper to work on the right kind of card. So all that's been done for you. All we want you to do is just enjoy that colouring. And again, it gives you a little bit of information about the tri-blends and the colouring system itself, how the numbers work, you know, what that means in terms of actual shades and things like that, a few little top tips. And then as well as that, you're going to get 5 different sheets to colour, and these are just absolutely beautiful.
They're so like again, the dream when it comes to colouring images,
honestly,
aren't they?
You just literally sort of take your time and have a go. You don't have to do it all in one go, just take it into sections. You've heard us say before when we're doing alcohol colouring not to do too much at once, so just take a small area and work on it, and you can see there. And this is the one that I've started, and just look at the vivid colour on that one. We're going to do a little bit more colouring on that later to show you how to build up those blends, but I thought I'll just have a go. And honestly, it's sort of quite mindful. And I think certainly over the past sort of, 18 months or so, Joe, I think a lot of people have taken to things like this, just sort of as something to keep you sort of active. As I say, it's quite a mindful thing. It's quite relaxing. So yeah, absolutely beautiful, all being designed. And of course, once you've actually used up the cards with the patterns on, there's nothing to stop you stamping elements out, and your pens will still be there for you to use as far as colouring is concerned. So as I say, a complete rainbow of 18 of our most popular colours there all the way through. And honestly, I just think as far as treating yourself or even as a gift for someone else.
Perfect gift.
Honestly, can you just imagine? And the fact, I don't know about you, Joe, I have a thing about gifts. They have to be in a straight, either rectangular or square packaging so that I can wrap them. Beautiful.
Really perfect.
And then on the back, it just breaks down in there what you've actually got. So you've got the colour blends. It shows you what items are in the box there. So I think, have you got the pens over there, Joe?
Yeah,
that looks fab, doesn't it?
Look at what you are getting, Jan. I mean, it's awesome, isn't it?
Honestly.
Put these away, you know. These will be going into stores, Sarah was telling me, for Q4, the end of the year, as the ultimate Christmas gift. But what we're doing is we're giving our Crafters TV customers not only a chance to get their hands on them early doors, super early doors, but also at a great price. Look at all of those pens you're getting there, 54 pens in total. The pens on their own are worth £59.99 if you're in the UK, or £89.95 in the US. Now, that price is great on your screen considering you're getting the free Discovery Kit. Platinum members can pick up all of these in the box with the education and the worksheets and also the extra Discovery Kit for £39.99 or $55.95. I mean, for gifts, these are awesome. As you said, Jan, a lot of people got into colouring over lockdown. Yep. Maybe they're using, I mean, I can barely see over the top of it, it's so big. Maybe they're using inferior pens. Allow them the gift of amazing pens. But all people need to choose, Jan, isn't it, is which one of the 3 discovery kits they would like. And either a second gift or maybe a gift for yourself if you're giving the other one away.
Why not? Why not? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flick through these, Joe, so you get an idea of what you're getting there. So we've actually done this on our website so that you choose. The main collection that we've just looked at is on every option, but then we've split them out into the different smaller discovery kits. So for example, if you decided this was the one for you, you would order the collection that has that beautiful colorist collection in, and then the blended mandalas. So each of these is a smaller, almost like a little starter kit, just for you to have a go. So like Joe said, you know, you can either treat yourself to the collection and give this one as a gift to somebody who's just starting out, or vice versa. So what I wanted to do, I'm going to open this one up and show you this one. And they're all similar kind of idea. Basically, we're giving you a taster of what's to come. So this one, for example, has got the tri-blends in here again. So we've got a coral in there. We've actually got the true blue in that one. And then
I love that you had to put it back in its right place, Jan.
Oh, Joe, you know what I'm like.
I do know what you like.
Light green there as well. And then we're also got some of the art liners in there, which are your fine liners. If you've not come across these before, these are a really fine black ink. And once it's dry, it's completely waterproof, so it will work fine. And the idea is that you actually start to do some of your colouring. So I've just got a few examples here. And then once you've actually coloured in, you can actually reinsert the line art to make it pop out. So you can use the fine liners. And we give you two different thicknesses of nib. And the way it works is sort of where the light areas are, use the thinner nib, and where the darker areas are, use the thicker nib. So again, you're getting that light and shade. So just to show you a couple of examples there of the mandalas. And I know my daughter likes drawing these herself. She loves it. But just being able to colour in there. And again, you can see just using those colours that are in the kit. A lot of people are blown away and can't believe that that's a two-dimensional piece of cardstock once it's been coloured. It looks like something's been decoupaged up, doesn't it? Honestly, they do. And I mean, you could do that. You know, you could actually cut it out and raise it onto foam. And again, like that main kit, we actually give you some examples to work with. Ours is a little bit sort of depleted because we've been using it to demo with, but you'll get 2 or 3 different ones. You can see the different patterns here that we've looked at. And then you get some spare, so if you wanted to have a go at stamping out some of your own stamps, having a drawer with those art liners, you've got the right paper to work on. So each kit is the same kind of idea, and I'm just going to flick through the others so that you can decide which one might be your choice. Mandala busiest at the moment, Jan. What I would say is we don't have anywhere near as many as we would like as the Colorist's collection. It did sell out. When it launched, it's back in stock. In 14 minutes, just since you've been talking through it, Jan, already 10% of the stock of the Colorist selection has gone. All you need to do is just choose which one you want to go with. The details are all slightly different. The pricing information is all the same. There's a nice selection to choose from, isn't there, Jan? There is. I think there's a little bit of something for everybody in there. So the next one that's on that free gift with the large kit is the illustration set. And we've called it that purely because it's actually got illustrators in this one. So these are those gorgeous brush tip markers with the bullet tip on the other end. And again, you've got a set of colours, you've got a set of cards printed. So again, something like this, you can actually, you know, they're not just colouring in, it's actually make them into cards when you're finished. You know, it doesn't have to just be colouring in. If that's as far as you want to take it, if you're not a card maker, perfect. If you do like taking them that little bit further and making them into cards, you've got the option to do that. Brilliant. So again, you get a selection of pens in there, you get all the printed material, you get a fine liner in there for that line art. So they're all the same kind of idea, it's just which one takes your fancy. So illustrators with the bullet nib on one end and the brush nib on the other end. And again, you get some beautiful techniques with those brush nibs. Awesome. So if you prefer sort of the writing aspect rather than colouring, we do a calligraphy kit as well. So this one's got sort of different sets of pens in here. And if I just flick it over for you, we've actually put some of our metallic markers in here. Dual-ended, again, they've got a smaller end and a brush end. We've also got the brush in there and some of the fine liners, but this time we've got a bullet nib and a brush nib. Nice. And this allows you to give this kind of effect. So again, you can see where that brush nib comes in. And again, we've done a little bit of this in the past where your upstrokes are a fine stroke and then the downstroke, bit more pressure, you get that sort of heavier look to give that calligraphy idea.
Very
and
practical
again,
skill, this one as well, isn't it?
it is. And again, you know, just practice, practice, practice. You've got the sheets in there as well again. It always comes with the practice stuff in there so that you can have a go, and then you can transfer that into your crafting if you so wish.
Awesome.
So that one's modern calligraphy. Beautiful set of pens in that one. I really like that one. The next one, I believe, is creative colouring. So again, this one's got our classic markers in. So if you're not familiar with our Spectrum Noir markers, maybe go back and have a look at some of our Colour Me Happy shows where we have more time to go into more detail about the pens. But they're all alcohol markers. They're all colouring markers so far. And this one is the classic range, which again, differs slightly in that it's got a bullet nib on one end and a chisel nib on the other end. So this is great for laying down colour in larger areas. But again, you can see these really fun ideas here with the samples. And this is the kind of
Debbie
thing that you
loves
get
this one
in your
particularly.
set. If you like colouring sort of skin tones and hair, you've got those practice sheets in there. And again, you can actually make them, you know, you can frame them, you could put them onto card fronts, incorporate them in your scrapbooking, however you want to do it. Again, some really fun designs, and you've got the colours in there. You've got a variety of colours to actually do that with that one. So again, tipping it over on the back, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of your classic markers, and again that art liner for bringing out that line art. So that's the next one. So it's a tough choice, Joe.
It really is.
It's a tough choice. You know that you're going to order that big collection, but then which one of those are you going to take to go with it? Which freebie are you going to have to go with it? Now this is one I particularly like this, and our producer was saying she likes this one. Georgina loves the manga. So if you like that comic style drawing, this one's actually got a mixture of markers in. You have got some illustrators which have that beautiful Japanese brush on the other end, and the classics which have got the bullet nib and the chisel tip. So again, you've got both in there to give it a try. Ignore the J on there. That was because I brought this one from home. So this is actually mine. And again, you get the cards in there to colour. So I've just given you a couple of ideas there. These are the colours that come in the kit. Shows you there's tips. There's a little leaflet in there with all the tips on how to get all the light and shade. And then you've got another example there. But really, really fun ideas if that's your sort of thing. That could be the one that you choose.
Awesome.
So next one. Oh, she's changing her mind now. Changing her mind. She says she's going with this one now. So now then, we've moved away from alcohol markers with this one. If you prefer a water-based medium, this is our aqua markers. So still Spectrum Noir range, still that beautiful quality, but the aqua markers are water-based. So by using a water brush with this, you can drag the colour out and get those really sort of watercolour effects. So the aqua pens have got a really fine tip on there, so it's great for sort of adding fine detail at the end, and then you've got that gorgeous Japanese brush on the other end of them. So dual end markers again, a variety of markers, and also that art liner again. And you can see just from the colours on here, you can see straight away that we've got the 3 primary colours in there, and then you've got what looks like a purple and a green one. So we've given you sort of those good basic colours to get you started, because the beauty of the watercolour markers, you can mix them to make your own colour. So for example, the yellow and the red blended together, you're going to get the orange in there. The blue and the yellow, you're going to get a different green. So that's the difference, one of the main differences between a watercolour one and the alcohol markers. So just to give you a couple of ideas, you've got that gorgeous hummingbird in there. And again, you can see where we've dragged some of the colour out with the water brush in there. And then again, I just think he's awesome, look. But you can see how we've used that art liner there just to bring that line art out around the edge of it, and then just a little bit of splattering with the water brush.
Awesome.
So I've got one more to go, Joe.
Last but by no means least.
One more. So as I say, the biggest decision, I mean, I think everybody's sort of, yeah, we want one
Sold
of those,
on that.
Jan. We want that. Biggest decision to challenge you with is which one of the freebies do you want to go with?
Maybe you're going for a couple and you're going to choose a couple of freebies. Maybe one of the colourists for you, one as a gift. Pick a couple of the different discoveries.
Yep. So the last one is sort of concept design. So if you prefer that bit more sort of graphic design, that kind of thing, we've got this one for you. And again, they've all got a tip sheet in there by the artists that are responsible for the original illustrations. And again, you've got classic markers in this one, along with your art liner. So each of them's got one in for that fine line drawing. And again, you've got that sort of idea of a bit more graphic design in this one. So just a couple of ideas there just to show you how they work. So as I say, the toughest decision that we're challenging you with tonight is to decide which one of those free kits you want with your Colorista set. So yes.
Absolutely, it's a brilliant, brilliant deal. Remember as well that the pens on their own, so the Colorist collection on its own should actually be $59.99 or $89.95. Just to remind you, Platinum members are picking this up for $39.99 or $55.96. So way less than the cost of this boxed element here with those 54 pens in. What you're then getting as well is the option to choose which one of the Discovery kits you would like to go for. They're £12 or $16 worth of value. It is exceptionally busy. It did sell out. I would be surprised if it didn't sell out again in this show. So if you want to go for it, please, please do. The other thing that you might want to go for in conjunction with this is, of course, the Out of This World deal, which is our fantastic pen trade. And remember, as part of our Freebie Frenzy event, which is going on until the end of tomorrow, you are able to grab these in a buy one, get one free, which is absolutely excellent. Right, we're going to move on to the chinoiserie now. Now, we launched this yesterday. I'm so excited to see what Jan does with this particular collection. We launched it yesterday. It was unbelievably busy. 3/4, in fact, of our launch stock has gone. The great news is, if you missed the show yesterday, don't worry, because it is all still in stock. We've still kept that launch offer for you. We're keeping that, frankly, amazing price, because UK customers are saving £34 on this, which is excellent. I'm going to start off and kick off with the 12x12 paper pad, because it is an absolute thing of beauty. This paper pad is incredible. Let me take you through it, because you have got the most amazing Far Eastern, Japanese, Chinese inspired Oriental designs. We called it a double A side yesterday because, I mean, I don't know how you're going to choose which one of these you're going to use. It is so steeped in connotation as well, which I absolutely love. The colour palette is fantastic. I love this, like sort of pottery almost, sort of designs you'd see on sort of Japanese pottery. Then we move through to these really lovely bold mustards. I could see people using, I said this yesterday, just using this as a mount for a picture, Jan. Yes. You know, some of your travel pictures, or...
People like to use those frames, don't they? Just something simple in the centre with that in the background would be lovely.
Absolutely beautiful. Think about heat embossing onto here as well. It is actually, the double-sided element to it is absolutely beautiful too. It's incredible. If you want to go for this on its own, or you want to go for extras of this, details are there along the bottom of the screen for you. But let's get into the main collection itself. Now, it's not a huge collection. I think that's great because it's a really succinct collection. It's going to allow you to do a lot. But as I said, $43.92 as a Platinum member in the UK. Platinum member stateside, less than $72. So the value is incredible. Now, what I want to share with you is what else you're going to get in here. So, you're going to get these, and these are your stamps and dies. So you can either use the stamps on their own. You've got the Chinese lanterns in here. You've also got some sentiments in here too. What we've done though is given you the dies split, and that means you can either cut them off the left side, the right side, or you can entirely cut them out. It is absolutely up to you. Then we move into the stamp. Now, I know a lot of people loved this one yesterday, the gorgeous pagoda. You've got Chinese symbols in here. I believe it's this one that means live, laugh, love, is what that says in Chinese, which is awesome. These little lanterns as well, think about laying these up. The sentiments are gorgeous too. It says a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, which I think is a very, very true sentiment. You've also got, I'm not going to call them what I called them yesterday, the lovebirds in here. Again, you've got the Chinese symbols in there. You've got the embellishing elements. You're going to love colouring these in, maybe even with the colorist selection. You've then got the die cut toppers on here as well. They actually come with a shadow mat behind them too, so great for enabling you to layer them up. Definitely elements of this collection that you can make look less or more Oriental depending on how you choose. Because these, to be honest, I mean, these don't shout Oriental. If you're using the Oriental colour tones that are within the paper pad, you are going to make them look Oriental, of course. You've also got the die there that's going to cut those gorgeous stamps out. We then move on to, I think this is up there as one of my favourite ever collections. The paper pad is my favourite ever paper pad without a shadow of a doubt. But this embossing folder is absolutely beautiful. I mean, It's like the inside of the drawers of an antique tea chest, I think, or something like that. It is absolutely gorgeous. And then as well, I mean, the pièce de résistance when it comes to the collection is, of course, this die. I love the waist as well, Jan, that cuts out. I've seen that used in a lot of the demonstrations. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous selection. Removable outside edge on that die, so you can cut it in or you can cut it out. It is completely up to you. It is an amazing collection. It is one of those, though, you know, when a collection comes along at such an incredible price, you know it's going to sell out and it's going to be gone. It'll be one of those mythical collections that, you know, we don't ever see again, I think.
Yeah.
If you want it, grab it. If you missed it yesterday, if you didn't make up your mind in time, you've got time right now. A lot of you got it in your baskets already, I can see. If you want to place an order, all you need to do is pop yourself across to the website, crafterscompanion.co.uk.com or .eu, hit that shop the show button and have a look at the chinoiserie, but also absolutely everything that is in the show. I've been thinking a lot about your demonstrations on this, Jan, and I'm very, very excited.
I feel under pressure,
Do
honestly.
you?
Yeah, I do.
No, you're amongst friends.
I just think with it, Joe, I know I was listening to you yesterday, I was watching Sarah when she launched it yesterday, and I think, you know, the thing to remember is that we've got that as a whole bundle at the minute, but the minute one of those items sells out, we're not going to be able to offer you that as a full kit. We're going to have to deconstruct it and make a new bundle. So to get everything in one go, it is much better to get it when we launch it. So I love that, the Chinoiserie Temple. I think that's where I was going to start. And I actually took the colour scheme from the packaging because I love this sort of shades of blue. And one of the papers in the paper pad has actually got, there's a turquoise version of it, and then you've got that beautiful navy and white in there. So I've just taken some plain, I took one of the others and used the other side of it, the B side for want, or the double A side, however you want to call it.
Double A side, like an old record.
Matte, yeah, and used it to matte and layer. So again, you know, it's really hard to think, well, I've got to put that bit underneath and nobody's going to see it. But yeah, the whole idea came from this by looking at the papers, looking at the packaging. So we're going to stamp out that temple first of all, and it's a good size. The actual stamp on here for the temple is about, so have a little look. It's almost 4 inches tall on there. So it's making a nice focal point on your card.
Nice for a tag, Jan.
Yes, yes. Do you know, I was thinking about doing some tags. I've got another mixed media show coming up next week.
Is it with me?
Tuesday.
It is with me.
Yes. So I was thinking about whether to incorporate a tag into there, because it's not something I've done for a while. So yeah, it doesn't matter where I stamp it on here. I just want to stamp it out and show you a little bit of the colouring. So I've taken my stamping platform, and I've taken some of our Finesse alcohol proofing, because I'm going to use my, you know me, Tri-blends are nearly always my first choice. I've got a lot of the Spectrum Noir alcohol markers, but I just love the fact that that blending option's been set out there for you. So these could be from your large colouring kit if you've actually ordered that. There are some shades of blue.
What colour flagstone? Did you say flagstone, sorry?
This one's flagstone.
I should ask you what colour flagstone you're going for.
I nearly always use flagstone, Joe. It's just not quite as... the black can sometimes be... I don't know, I just sometimes find it a little bit harsh when you're stamping onto white card. And I do tend to prefer the flagstone.
Would you use the black on like a craft card?
Possibly, yes, yes. Or if I was stamping onto design paper or anything like that, I'd maybe use the black one. So yeah, just to transfer that ink, and you can see what a beautiful, beautiful
clean and crisp,
image,
isn't it?
It is gorgeous. This was the first thing. As soon as the collection arrived, I thought, right, I've got to play with this.
And
one
is that
first.
because it's photopolymer, Jan? Is that the reason we get such a great result?
I mean, photopolymer stamps are really top quality, and you're going to get as crisp an image with those as what you would have done with the original. When we all started out stamping, Joe, they were all on wood block mounts, and they took up an enormous amount of space because you got a really chunky wood block, but it allowed you to get that pressure behind them. There was a cushion in them, and it was sort of like the best way of doing it. But obviously, like everything else, it's come forwards. But I just think, you know, there was very little effort in that. I'd got the stamp pad underneath it to absorb that pressure. And then what I'm going to do is just show you a little bit of the colouring, because again, colouring does take time, and we've got lots of the Colour Me Happy shows out there to show you the techniques behind colouring. But I have got one that I've already done. So I'm just going to put a little bit in. And again, I've just gone with the lightest tone first, and we all do this slightly differently as to how we lay down the colour. But I like to flood the whole area, so to saturate it with the lightest colour.
I like that you've gone blue with your temple, Jan.
Yeah, as I say, I took the idea, as I say, from the packaging and then that paper. But I like to actually get that colour down there and then go to my shading. So obviously near the edges of the wall, we're going to have a little bit of darker area. I'm going to bring the dark one over the bottom. And again, just over that side there. And then come back through your system. So the medium one. And now I'm just using little circles to nudge the edge of that dark line to blend it in. And then I'm going to come back down again to that light one. And again, just nudge the edge there. And you can see how you can get that effortless blend there, where you're getting that shading going. And then what I like to do is go back to my dark one and just round the very edge, just add another line in around these, as if you're sort of tracing the line art. And it just gives you that depth. And then as far as alcohol colouring is concerned, the best tip I can give you at this point is to just forget about it.
Right.
Because we need the alcohol to evaporate and it will dry just a little bit lighter and a little bit smoother. So don't worry about it and think, oh, mine looks all blotchy, I've not done it right, I must have done something wrong. Just give it a second or two. It takes about a minute just to let that excess alcohol evaporate. And then you'll see that that blend sort of all merges nicely into each other. So we'll do the other side of the wall there at the front. And then all I've done is I've taken a couple of, this is the true blue shades of the tri-blends. And the lighter one's got TB2, 3 and 4 in it. And then also in my kit that I've used these for, I've got TB5, 6 and 9. So it goes quite, if you actually look at the very darkest one, we've got a real dark navy there. So when I've done the rest of the colouring, I've incorporated all of these shades into it, and I'll show you the one that I've done at home. So again, just round the edges. So where this bit is here, it's going to be throwing a little bit of shadow. Just behind there and at the side of the wall, again, that darker one. Flick it round, take your medium one, and again, I just go to little circles now. You don't want to go over that dark layer, because a lighter shade will bleach out a darker shade. Okay. So I'm literally just touching the edge of it and then back down to the end to the lightest one and do the same again. If I went all over the top of this now, it would actually take out some of the colour of those darker shades. And then, as I say, just leave it and let that alcohol evaporate. So if I show you the one that I was playing with. You can see the difference to the left to the right there, can't you? Yes. Yeah, this one's actually starting to dry now. And again, if you bring the one in that I did at home, you can see how I've taken those different shades of blue and just incorporated it in there. And as I say, I took the inspiration from the actual stamp set, because I just thought that blue was gorgeous along with the papers. So again, we've got that all coloured in, and I've just mounted it on a piece of the blue and then some of the white. And I'll explain why I've put it on white in a second. So what I thought we'd do with this one then, just to make it into a card, I've got some mats and layers going on. And I've just literally taken some of my Centura Pearl and made a 7.5 by 5.5 card, scored it in half here and turned it back, and I've kept my pearl on the inside so that it shows when we're doing our details. And then again, I've got that one of the sheets of paper from the paper pad. I just love that paper pad, beautiful, Jan. I love this side, but I just wanted the plain blue to actually create a mat and layer. Now again, you could have taken the middle out of here and saved it, you know, be a bit more frugal with it. So let's just find a tape pen. And I'm just going to pop these in as a couple of mats and layers. Awesome. We've got loads of people joining us from all over the place tonight, Jan, saying hello to us. Shall we see who's in? Mariah's in from Hamburg. Georgie Ann's here in Florida. Hannah Hicks is coming in and saying hello. Oh, I've had a nap and my dinner and I'm ready for a party, is what she says. Are you in the right place? Jerry's saying hi as well. Mary Pat's in, saying hello from sunny Montana. Vixen's in Illinois. And Tracy saying hi from Calgary as well. Fantastic. Hannah Hicks has had a collection, chinoiserie collection has been dispatched. Oh, how exciting. Mariah's come back today and ordered extras with this set. I think a lot of you
have taken delivery of the chinoiserie paper pad and the whole collection and have then subsequently come back and ordered more pads, which seems like a very shrewd move, I'd say, Jan, wouldn't you?
I would definitely. I nearly always, when the collections come out, I nearly always buy a second paper pad. And I know from working, those of you that know me from the past know that I used to work in our Chesterfield store prior to coming and doing the TV, Crafters TV. And I know how quickly the paper pads used to sell when we were in the store. Honestly, they flew off the shelves. So from my point of view, if it's a collection that I like, I buy the collection and I always add an extra 12 by 12 paper pad in. So again, I've just cut a piece of plain cardstock so that you can either put a sentiment here or you can use it to write in. So I've actually stamped on there with that gorgeous, I'm just trying to think what it's called, Joe. I can't think of the word.
Oh,
this one.
Lantern.
Lantern, that's the word I was looking for. Thank you very much.
You're more than welcome. I'm here all week.
Senior moments. I've had a couple of those this week. I don't know what's going off.
I have them every day.
I think it's because I've turned another year after my birthday at the weekend. And I just say, actually, while we're on air, that there were so many of you sent me birthday wishes on Sunday. It was absolutely lovely.
Did you have a nice day, Jan?
I did, yes. I spent it with my family and my little grandson, and we had a really nice day. And then we're going to go out for a meal on Wednesday, which I was just saying to Joe before
the outside world, Jan.
A little bit anxious about going into a, into a restaurant again and actually seeing how things work. So,
well, it's funny because we can all go back inside now again, can't we, in the UK? But I'm here in my little Crafters TV bubble, you see, so I haven't, it's what Tuesday says, it all opened up yesterday. Art galleries are open, museums have all opened.
Cinemas are open again, aren't they?
Theatres.
It's a bit surreal, isn't it?
It is a bit surreal because I'm here in my little Crafters TV cocoon, so I'm going to go home tomorrow night to Manchester, back to the big wide world.
Oh, I know. It's like, be safe, and it's like, I know we're sort of still encouraging people to just be sensible.
We'll get used to it, won't we, Jan? We'll get used to it. We'll be like ducks to water.
So you can see that I've got that one on there. And then I've stamped, I love this one. I know you read it out earlier, John. I just think it's a really, really nice sentiment. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, and it is very, very true. So again, we've got some foam pads on the back of there that are behaving nicely tonight. And I'm going to pop that one across there, and then I've stamped out a couple of those little lanterns just to keep sort of the theme going, which is why I brought them onto the inside here as well, just very faintly on the inside. So I thought we would actually put one on the background, and I'm just going to do this with a little bit of wet glue. So I've got my tacky glue. So that one's going to go on here, so as if it's hanging from the top of the card there. And then the other one I'm actually going to bring on to the front here as if, and it's lined up as if it's going to hang from that insert, but it's not actually stuck down. So we're just going to put a bit of glue across that bottom half there.
Have you, I have sent in some pictures. We did show them yesterday, Jan.
Yeah.
I went to a place called Hoi An.
I saw them, I was watching you last night.
The City of Lanterns, it's
so
called.
colourful, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. We'll show you the pictures
How could you
again.
not be happy in that environment, Joe, honestly?
Jan, I was as happy as a pig in a playpen.
I can imagine, So there we go. We've got that lovely sort of fold back. And you've got room inside there to either stamp a sentiment or write a sentiment. And if I actually pop you that round the right way, you can see that sort of fold back on there with that beautiful, just love that. I think that's my favourite stamp of the whole collection.
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I'm going to take you back through the hardware, as I call it, Jan, and then I'm going to share that paper pad again with everyone. Let me show you those lanterns. Yeah, I was just talking about the place I went in Hoi An was basically an ancient trading port. And what happened was, Jan, the river silted up.
All right.
So the boats couldn't get down into the city anymore. So it just became sort of preserved as a time warp from like 1,000 years ago. And it still has all the old merchant trading houses that were all timbered, Japanese and Chinese inspired. And then the nearby city of Da Nang became this bustling metropolis that had the port. But it's like stepping back in time. And they're just lanterns.
Forgotten. Yeah.
It really was. Lanterns everywhere. I went for 2 days and stayed for 9 days, Jan, on my travels.
I can imagine. It did look lovely, I must admit.
It was gorgeous. And you've got those lanterns, and actually think about how you're going to colour those up. Would we be able to, is there a stamp we can use to stamp onto mirror card, Jan? What ink pad could we use? I'm just thinking how nice they would look cut in mirror or matte mirror with that stamp over the top.
I've not tried our finesse ones. You would need, I would tend to use that. I've got a StazOn ink pad at home, which literally does what it says on the tin. And I use it for stamping on shiny surfaces and things like acetate and things like that.
Right, okay, so maybe that would work.
If you've got that at home, that would work perfectly.
Yeah, I'm just seeing some matte mirror just with that simple silhouette on the front.
And I think on the acetate as well, Joe, they'd look great because you could colour on the back of them with the alcohol markers and it would look like stained glass then, wouldn't it?
Beautiful, really, loads you're going to be able to do it. Love that we've separated the die to give you the options of almost using it as a sort of over the edge or edge ball in there too. Then what we've got is that amazing pagoda or temple that you've just seen there. You've got the Chinese symbols, you've got your floral elements in here as well. There's absolutely loads in there for you. Then we've got the lovebirds, which are these ones just here. They're almost on like cherry blossom. I tell you what, Jan, have you seen Joanna Lumley's Japan?
No, I haven't.
Neither had Sari yesterday. Well, she goes to Kyoto, I think it is, and she goes to visit the cherry blossom in March. Yeah. And that's what I'm seeing with these. Imagine these all coloured in those beautiful pastel pink tones. Yeah. I mean, the other thing I love about Asian culture is it's so it symbolises so many things.
Yes,
doesn't it? It has so much signification. I think
and history
that's going to be great. Absolutely, and all the ancient dynasties. What you've then got are these beautiful 3D die-cut toppers in here for you. This one, I mean, you're definitely going to use this for your collection, but you're going to use this on its own. I mean, it's just a beautiful floral. You've then got the option to decoupage up some of those elements in there too. Love this. I think this is so simple, yet so effective, and really beautiful imagery in there. As Craig says, it's a standard embossing folder, but there's nothing standard about it. And then this one, which this for me is the cherry on top.
It just reminds me of
frames
wrought iron.
Yeah,
it does. Look like wrought iron. If you cut it down the middle and had it opening like a pair of wrought iron gates with that temple behind it. Yeah, I have so many ideas, Joe, but I can't get them all into demos in time, and there's not enough time in a show to do them all. But I wake up in the night with all these ideas in my head, honestly.
Do you?
Oh, I do. I've got a pad and pencil at the side of the bed, yes. Otherwise, when I woke up the next morning, I wouldn't be able to remember them.
I've started writing my dreams, because I remember my dreams in the morning when I wake up, and if I don't process them immediately, they go. So I've started jotting them down now.
Yeah. My husband would be like, what are you doing? I'm just jotting an idea down that I've had. He's like, go to sleep, woman.
I think what pulls this all together though, Jan, is that paper pad, isn't it?
Honestly,
and as we said earlier, do you know what? I'm going to flick it this way, and then I'm going to turn it around and flick it the other way.
We'll look at the double A side. Yeah.
It really is. I mean, it's like a beautiful kimono.
I think some of them have almost got a bit of a William Morris touch to them as well. The floral ones.
I agree with you. Really lovely. Love that one with the cranes there. That is beautiful. I love this. Would love to see those lovebirds.
Colouring. Colour the flowers in as well.
Yeah, nice, because it's not got coated. I'd love to see those lovebirds heat embossed on there as well. I think that would look absolutely beautiful. And this is just so quintessentially Japanese. This is like super expensive wallpaper. That's what it reminds me of. It's so beautiful. So that's the A side. So gorgeous. Love this as well with the blossom in here, the dragonflies and the birds too. But it's a double A side, so we're going to flick it from the other way, which is always, oh dear, I've lost a sheet, never mind. What you've then got, these are the back sides, for want of a better time.
The reverse.
Thank you, Jan.
The reverse sides.
Yes, the reverse sides, the undersides, if you will.
Can't take him anywhere.
But look at how equally gorgeous those are.
They are.
I mean, you're going to struggle to know which way around to use that. If you want to go,
need another one, Joe.
You do. And I can't believe the price on that, $12.99 on its own, or $15.95. If you're going for the full collection, which so many of you are now in the show, over 3/4 of the stock has gone. It did only launch yesterday. We thought we had enough stock to last a month or more. It is flying out the door. $43.92 as a platinum member in the UK, $71.99 as a platinum member in the US. UK platinum members, you save more than you spend on a brand new launch of this beauty. It's quite unbelievable. The other great thing as well, if you're a platinum member in the US, it's almost like even with the postage, you're paying less than the actual price, which is fantastic. So that's a great way of thinking about it. And then we upgrade you if you're a gold or platinum member to that express delivery. In fact, talking of delivery, I'll let Ben talk you through all the options, and also let's share with you all the details of the fabulous club that is Club Inspire. Take a look. So much love for the chinoiserie collection. Let's go and have a look at what everyone's saying. Everyone's saying hi and lots of hellos. And Jen says, I have the whole set from HSN. I love this collection. I bought 10 extra paper pads Jen has bought. Jen and Christine Mahoney are both in the comments tonight. Christine, I think you've got paper pad competition. There's a bit of a paper pad rivalry.
My goodness.
10 of them. I can understand why. They are so beautiful. Catherine says, my favourite collection ever, talking about the chinoiserie.
Yep.
My collection arrived today. The paper is so beautiful. I just don't want to use it. It's gorgeous, says Kathy. Hannah says it's beautiful. A lot of love for your demo from Hannah, and from Meave as well. Yolanda's loving it, as is Karen. Anita says, wasn't going to buy anything more until I started making things what I already have. I saw this collection and just had to have it. I think it is one of those. There's no do I need it, do I want it. I've just got to have it. And I think at the price as well, the chinoiserie collection is something you just have to grab. Aisha says this is why you need at least 2 pads, because both sides of the paper is gorgeous. Do check out on that chinoiserie collection. It is very busy. I said over 3/4 of the stock has gone. Talking of stock gone, just on Jan's talk through alone, 1/4 of our back in stock of the Colorist collection has gone. Easy to see why though, Jan, when the pens on their own should be £59.99.
Yep.
So you get a discount on the pens, and then we give you £11.99 worth of Discovery kit included. You just have to make the choice whether you're going for manga and comic, monocalligraphy, creative colouring, concept design, watercolour, the illustration, or the mandalas. The mandalas traditionally are always the most popular. So if that's the one you've got your eyes on, do be quick for it. But great value however you look at this. What a great gift. I know we talk, maybe it doesn't have to be a gift for someone else though, Jan. It could be a gift to you.
No, you could treat yourself.
To me, from me.
Yes, I could. And you know, there's nothing wrong with that. I think as crafters, we're sort of programmed to make things for other people, but don't forget about yourself. You know, if you love colouring, this is the perfect gift for yourself. It really is. So you've got a Spectrum Noir Colorist collection, and it's gifted. It's literally in a gift box. So you've
feels
got
like we're gifting it to you at this price.
Yeah, professional colours in there. There are a selection of 18 of our most popular colours from the Tri-Blend range, and obviously with 3 shades in each pen, total of 54. So again, comes to you. You've got that magnetic collection. You can just hear that lovely click on the front of it there. And once we open it up here, it's just...
I wrote a sound effect that goes, oh!
Yeah, we should, yeah, honestly. It's got the most gorgeous, like, velvet, black velvet casing inside
in that little girl's eyes.
I just can't help just stroking it, Joe, honestly. It just feels beautiful. And all the pens are just housed in there nicely. So you can see you've got the space for each one in there and just fits in. If you're not familiar with the Tri-Blend pens, they are actually sort of in shades, well, in a colour range. So we've gone right through the rainbow, reds, oranges, yellows, into greens, turquoise, blues, purples, pinks, browns, you know, all sorts of difference. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 different shades of green in there, which, you know, when you're colouring foliage, you want different shades in it. But just for those of you that are not familiar with them, what we've done, we've chosen one colour and we've created a little colour family. So you've actually got 3 different shades of one colour. So this particular example is the Jade Green Blend. So we've got JG1, 2 and 3. So when I flip it over here, you can see that at one end we've got the light tone. So literally the lightest one, and these are all a bullet nib on these. There's no brush tips in these. These are all bullet, and brilliant for sort of colouring in any sort of size area. And then in the middle, we flick to the mid-tone. So we're still in the same colour, but we've gone to a slightly darker shade. And then just to flip it round the other way, and at the other end we've got the darkest of those 3 shades of the same colour. So this has literally done all the working out for you as to how to blend, and I'm going to show you that in a second on some of the cards.
Can I just share the board with everyone?
You can, I love that. I think that shows
honestly,
them.
I don't know where, I mean, not that I'm little or anything, but I mean, look at that. What a whopper that is, Jan.
It just shows how much there is in there, though, doesn't it, Joe?
So much. I mean, 18 pieces gives you 54 pens. You know, you're not even paying £1 per pen. In fact, Club Inspire Platinum members are paying about £1 per pen. Remember, you just need to check which, you just need to choose which one of the Discovery kits you want to go for. 7 different options for you. Over a quarter has gone. But one thing we forget sometimes, Jan, because you know we're so au fait with the Tri-Blend, aren't we? But they did revolutionise the colouring market, didn't they, when we launched these?
They did. I think one of the hardest things, I know from teaching and from, you know, sort of being in the store and things like that, one of the hardest things with colour, first of all, is knowing which colours to put together, and second is which ones blend. Now, technically, you can blend any of these. So I could actually choose a purple blend and a turquoise blend, and I could actually blend these together. So it's a bit more of an advanced technique. And I know Sarah did this with a couple of colours on the show yesterday.
She did, yes, it was awesome.
But having said that, Joe, you know, they're in sections of 3 for colours. But if you're just starting out, this is a really good collection of colours to do what I call flat colouring. It doesn't have to be all blended and shaded. You know, you can colour like we did when we were younger, and you just used to colour an area in one shade. You didn't worry about where the light was coming from, where the shade was, just colour it in. And you can get that with these. So it doesn't have to be all singing and all dancing. But then once we have a look underneath, the tray lifts out here, and underneath here we've got some extra elements in here. So you get a guide to the pens themselves, so a little bit about the Tri-Blend markers and how they work, and learning about how that colouring system works, so how the actual numbering system helps you along the way, and some ideas about, you know, sort of we talk about the light source. If you've got light coming from one side, it would naturally be in shade at the other side. So
I think it's fair to say, we're not snobs, are we, here at Crafters TV about colouring? I do feel sometimes, Jan, with colouring, is a little bit elitist and it's a bit snobbery. Not like a bit snobbery, you know, oh, you don't have these pens, you have to do it in this way. And these are the rules and you can't break the rules. Yeah.
Oh, no.
We don't do that. We say, here's the rules,
none of that.
Here's the product that you need to do it, and have fun. That's what it's about.
That's the main ethos, Joe. It's to have fun. It should be enjoyable. It should be relaxing. You know, it shouldn't be stressful. We give you all this as to get you on your way. We get you, you know, have a go. It breaks down how to do the blending until you've got a finished example there. And we've also given you the practice sheet. You can see here that little going all the way through the petals with the shading to the finished design. You've got little practice sheet, and you've got 3, and you've got some of the plant pots to practice that shading to make them look more curved. And then as well in there, we've actually got some printed designs. And again, really nice, bold designs.
Katie Wilson was talking about actually cutting some of those designs down, removing elements of them, Jan, and then putting them on cards, which I think is a great way to go.
It's funny you should say that.
Oh, there you go. Look at that.
You should say that. Look at that one. That's been done as like a decoupage piece. So it's been cut into and then just matted and layered gently. But what a terrific card. Absolutely beautiful. But yes, you're quite right. Doesn't have to be for just colouring pages. And then, as I say, once you've done with all that, of course, you've got all your stamps. You know, you can start using the stamps to colour in with. You know, the pens are going to last you a while. The only tip I would give you regarding the pens is that they do like to be laid down. So wherever you're storing your pens, try and store them laid flat rather than one end. If you pop them, so you think, oh, I've got a lovely pot and I'll pop them all in the pot, what you'll find is that the alcohol will actually run to the bottom, and the bit at the top, the nib at the top, might seem dry when you try to use it. So by keeping them laid down, you're keeping that alcohol distributed nicely along your pen. And obviously in the box there, it's a perfect way to do them. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to do a little bit more on the one I've been colouring in. So I'm just going to get my, you can see my sort of blotter sheet, my test sheet. It's a bit well loved, but I always pop a piece underneath. And again, this is typical of alcohol colouring. Because of the saturation with the alcohol, you will get this come through the back. And we often talk about it, but this is a perfect example. And if you don't have anything underneath, when that alcohol hits, for example, your glass mat, it may start to pool, and then the card is going to suck it back up. And that's where you'll sometimes get colour leaking outside the boundary of where you want it to go. So just popping it, I use a piece of watercolour card because it's nice and absorbent.
Just to say as well, Jan, if anyone needs more, if anyone wanted to give this to someone and then say to them, maybe it's the start of their colouring journey.
Yeah.
On our Tri-Blends and bullet nibs, we have 3 or 4 full Colour Me Happy shows on this. That's 6 to 8 hours of education and inspiration. So what you could actually do is you could give this to someone, and you could either text them or email them the links to the show, so they can actually go back and learn step by step from the very beginning. So don't think they need to have seen this show. You will be able to do that. And even if you're buying it for yourself, go back and have a look. Either at the Colour Me Happy shows that are across on our website, YouTube and Facebook. You'll be able to find them all there. And it's definitely worth, I'd say, just having a little look around the Spectrum Noir area of the website, wouldn't you, Jan? Because there's so many tools over there for you.
There is so much sort of on there. It's sort of, we try and put as much content out there as we can for you, whether it be on the website or whether it be through the shows, just to give you that support. When we're not here, it gives you that support. You've always got access to it. I know a lot of people bookmark them if they're using YouTube and things like that, or you can create your own playlist so you can pop them into your own listings, and they're ready. And it's just free tuition for you that we've shared with you.
Absolutely.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start, I've chosen a different colour for each of the flowers. I started off with the bright pink at the top. I've gone sort of orange and red here. I've got a lilac-y one. So I'm going to come to the turquoise now, the blue turquoises, and I'm going to start this bigger one in the foreground. So again, I like to start with the lightest shade, and I prefer to actually pop that down and flood the area. So the inside part here.
Can you work on too big an area at a time? Would you be better off, especially if you're, oh sorry, I'm out the box. Would you be, we all know I'm out my box. Would you be better off working on smaller areas to begin with, Jan, or I think this was a good size just to lay all the colour down?
Yeah, I'm going to actually do the whole of that inside of the petal. We often say to work on a small area at a time, but because I'm actually saturating this and making sure there's plenty of colour down, as long as it remains wet, you will be able to shade.
Okay.
The danger of colouring too much in at once is that it may start to dry.
Okay.
But because I'm going to go over this so many times with the different shades, it doesn't worry me too much, Now, what I was saying about if you didn't want to do any shading, literally you could just get to this level and you think, well, it looks a little bit patchy, but remember what I said about it evaporating the alcohol. But what I'm going to do just to blend it out a bit now is literally go over it again with that same shade, just to completely saturate that area and make sure that it is wet, ready to receive the next sort of colours, the next part of the shade, the family. So again, I'm just going over the top of it, and once this had dried, this will dry nice and smooth, so that if you wanted to leave it at that step there, you could. But what I'm actually going to do is go now, and I'm going to jump to the other end of my pen and use the dark one, okay? And what I'm going to do is decide where I want the dark areas. So in this particular one, I want to bring the dark all the way around the edge of the petals here. So literally where this piece is round the edge, it's going to create a little bit of shade inside the petal. So this is the darkest tone. I'm going to follow the lines on the actual drawing. So use those lines as an indication of where the shade might be. And literally just going over it a couple of times to get some depth. And I'm going to bring it up this side as well, to try and create the illusion that that petal's not completely flat. And then once I've got that area down, I'm going to go back to my mid-tone now, so the one in the centre. And again, rather than trying to colour over it, I'm going to go back to my little circular motions now, and I'm just nudging the edge of that dark line just to drag it into the mid-tone and blend. And that's why you need it to remain wet. If it's dry, you will struggle to get that blend in there. So literally not going over the top of it, but just nudging the edge of it so that we get that next tone blend nicely. Now, when you first do this, you will see it look a little bit it looks a bit stripy to start with. But like I said at the beginning, just give it time to actually evaporate, let all the alcohol evaporate. So what I've done on the last one is go back to that original colour, which was the lightest tone. And then literally where I've got the medium shade, I'm just going to take it up to there, nudge that medium edge, just to blend it out again. And then again, I'm going right over the top. And then, as I say, it takes a couple of sort of minutes to dry. And then once I've got this far, I like to go back to that dark one and just round the very edge, so just following the line art, I like to just take another sort of line around there. And again, turn your artwork. If you've got your Yeah. Blending.
Looking beautiful.
I've lost my words again, Joe. My colouring board, my rotating board.
Do you know
that's
what
the
though?
one.
I mean, Jan, I was letting you go there. I mean, I was stood here tentatively watching your every move there for a moment.
Yeah, your rotating board would be perfect. But you can see there where we've got, if we just bring this up a little bit closer for our George to have a look at.
Yeah, it is beautiful. Normally though, if a lot of our other experts go into a colouring coma, Jan. You were well away there.
I think again it's going back to the teaching. I used to doing and talking at the same time, but you can see how you've got that gradient towards the edge.
It's just stunning.
Just that little bit darker for one of the petals.
And I love the fact that the shapes in here are designed to give you that flow, that motion for you to get that beautiful shade on there, which is going to give you that beautiful rounded cylindrical element, which is fantastic. It's just gorgeous. And remember all the inspiration, Jan, as well in there. I mean, it's a gift. It's just ready to go, isn't it?
Honestly, I don't think, if you like colouring, I just don't think you can go wrong with this. I really don't. And you've got everything in one place. You know, this is actually quite, I'm just having a look. I bet it's only just over an inch deep, I think, the box. So again, you know, you could slide it under your sofa when you're not using it. It would slide under a cabinet, sit on the top of a cabinet, and you've got everything to hand there. You really have. So right, that's a little bit of colour, and if we've got time, we'll do a little bit more later on in the show,
All right,
Joe.
that's a deal.
Yeah?
All right, deal. A lot of you chatting about this as well. Who we got here? So we've got, Anne says, love my tri-blends. It would be a great set for anyone just starting with them. Cheryl saying, using these tri-blends right now, having to remake a Get Well card again because my Husky Mo. Oh, what's a Husky Mo?
Husky Mo.
My Husky Mo dog ate the card while we were out shopping. Now, is that, sorry, my dog ate my homework kind of excuse? Sorry, I haven't posted your card because the dog ate it. But what's a Husky Mo? Please let me know, Cheryl. Oh, I'd love to know. Robin Martin says, I thought twice about this pen collection. It has arrived today. Could not be happier. It's huge and looks great in the presentation box. Almost as strokeable as that chinoiserie pad. It is. It's velvet inside. People are going to think you spent an absolute fortune. Kathy C saying, so relaxing watching Jan colour. Jen says, so beautiful, love the depth. And Yolanda loves your colouring too. Right, we've found out it is a Husky and an American Eskimo dog. I've never heard of such a doggy. Have you, Jan? Have you heard of an American Eskimo? No. Are you a dog or a cat person, Jan?
I'm a doggy. I've got two doggies at home,
Oh,
Joe.
have you? What are they?
I've got a little, well, I'm saying a little Yorkshire Terrier. He's not so little. And would you believe he's nearly 15 years old.
Oh.
Yeah, and I've also got a Cocker Spaniel who shares the same birthday as me. So it was her birthday on Sunday. And she turned 11 and she's as mad as a hatter.
Right.
I love the little Yorkie's sort of laid back, but she's just absolutely nuts, honestly.
Spaniels, Cocker Spaniels.
I think it is just a Spaniel breed in general. Yeah. Yeah.
I was out on I went on it was a big walking tour, Jan, a 4-hour walking tour on Saturday around Manchester City Centre. Learned lots of great facts, which I'll share with you at some point. But the guide brought along his Cocker Spaniel cross Beagle. Ooh. My oh my, it was cute, but can you imagine how much energy a Cocker Spaniel crossed with a Beagle had? It was honestly absolutely everywhere. He was called Alan, after Alan Turing.
Alan, I love it.
Yeah, Alan, the Beagle Cocker Spaniel blend. He was beautiful. Alan! Kim says, Jan, you do such a great job demonstrating the colouring techniques. Thank you. This is lovely.
You're welcome.
Can we just whiz through the different options? Because you've got to choose. You need to choose which one of the Discovery kits you'd like for free, as well as the excellent discount as well. Blended mandalas, normally these are your favourite collection of all the Discovery kits. You can go for that one. Or you can go for illustration, which is that one just there. Calligraphy, which is a very practical skill, I believe, to learn. So you go for that one. Creative colouring. Now, I know our Debbie Robinson adores the creative colouring collection. You've also got manga and comic, which is very, very popular. Then we've got as well this one here, which is the watercolour card. Put together by the beautiful Benita Malby, who is so adorable. She really is. We then also have for you as well concept design. Maybe there's some budding fashion designers or architects or product designers out there. This will be a great one for you to go for. And then also, what I think would go beautifully with this is your out of this world deal. Do you want to have a go at that, Jan?
You do your bit and then I'll do my echo.
All right, out of this world deal.
World.
I love that.
So when me and Ben are here, we just get silly with this, honestly.
Oh, I love it. I've not seen that one before. Right, I want to move on to and look, just share with you the pencils. We've got a great deal on the pencils. Buy one, get one free. Oh, so you pay for one set, we send you two. They're on a mix and match. Beautiful quality these, Jan, aren't they?
Honestly, again, it's sort of having the best products, but not at a very expensive price. You know, it's just stop stroking the pencils. But honestly, they are, and they've got a real high wax content in them. There's not a lot of fillers in them, so you get a really nice sort of, and you get a sheen on them when it's finished. They work excellent in conjunction with your alcohol markers as well for adding depth over the top of the alcohol marker colouring. So they work beautifully together. No filler, no talc in there. Keep them in the boxes. They're beautifully designed to go in there. I'm going to share with you the colours and the collections that we have. So you can go for your essentials, which gives you these 24 colours right here. Things like your nectarine. I love the cinnamon in there, the eggshell as well. Yep. We then also have available, remember it's mix and match, you buy one, put two in your basket, you'll pay for one essentially. I love that cherry red. I think the vanilla's gorgeous, as is the geranium and the petal on this one. Then we've got this one just here is your naturals. So really, I love that paprika in there, the holly, the duck egg, all gorgeous colours. This one here, that one is your shades and tones. Love the violet petal, love the sea urchin too, and that, oh, what's that called? Verdigris. Is that how you pronounce it? Yep, verdigris. Yep. I don't know what a verdigris is, Jan. So the idea behind the shades and tones, Joe, is for you to get depth in some of your other colours. So if you are looking to buy two, that's a great one to put in with your choice of brighter colours. And by blending them together, you're getting that shade of colour in there. But verdigris, I thought was a green tone. Nice. So you've got your green turquoise in there as opposed to a blue turquoise. I wonder what it means. I'm going to Google it in a minute, Jan. You'll have a Google. I'll Google. Yep. This one here as well is your primaries, sea foam. You've got velvet in there, which is that mauve. My mum always called it mauve as a kid. Mauve. Yes, mauve, darling, mauve. $24.99, $34.95 should get you one. Not today. No. Find a door and shut it. Crazy. You're going to get two. Yep. It's bonkers value for money right there. Now, should we go back to chinoiserie? Shall we? I think we should. Shall we? You guys are absolutely loving it because it's so stinking gorgeous, that's why. Let me go back through. Let's start with the pad this time because it is... I did say I was going to buy it, so I haven't got around to it. I am going to get a pad, Jan. Yeah. I'm not a paper crafter. I just feel like it's going to come in handy when I need to decoupage the inside of some drawers that I'm fixing up. You know, you're flat, I'm thinking of that now. You just, one of those sheets inside a frame. Beautiful. With very little else in it would make a really nice sort of focal point. Yeah, it would. Yeah. I'm thinking I could even put these on the inside of drawers, you know, with a bit of Mod Podge over as a sealant. Maybe you want to do some traditional decoupaging onto a little piece of furniture or something. Honestly. I mean, it's got such a strong sense of style, hasn't it? Yeah. You wait till you see me in my kimono in a minute, Jan. Right, let's share with you all those gorgeous designs again that are in here. I can't believe that this on its own is $12.99. I thought this would be sort of double-sided 180 GSM, Jan. You've got how many sheets? 48 sheets in here. I was expecting about $14.99 for this. $12.99, which is brilliant value. If you want to go for this on its own, you can, or if you want to add extras in with the chinoiserie, absolutely you can. For anyone that missed the start of the show, chinoiserie is the Eastern interpretation, no, it's the Western interpretation of 18th century Far Eastern culture. I know, check us out, public service broadcasting here at Crafters TV. We've then also got the stamps in here for you too, which is awesome. Now what you've got here is things like Time to Celebrate. You've got some symbolism in here as well. Then we've given you the lanterns, the opportunity to either cut them out on the right side or on the left side, or completely take them out. So you've got, you know, sort of three clear defined ways of using each of those stamps there. You've also got the pagoda in here, which is utterly gorgeous. You've then got the lovebirds as well, and they're on this sort of very delicate branch. In my head, this is cherry blossom that they're sat on. I think it is indeed, and you can colour it up, of course, however you wish. The symbol on that one, Joe, stands for hope. Oh, really? If I'm right, I think it's hope, that one, yeah.
Are you big on your Chinese symbols?
No,
Jan?
I'm not. I just saw someone else had researched it the other day.
Oh, okay. You could have passed that off as your own. You could have said,
Oh,
yes,
no,
Joe.
I'm not like that.
Fluent in Mandarin. I'd have believed you. You've then got all of your sentiments in here. Follow your dreams. Congratulations. Believe you can. And you're halfway there. It's very hard to read them upside down and back to front, but I got there in the end. We've then, of course, got the peony wreath and sap. Weird, not weird, but I don't think of a peony as being an oriental flower, but I had a look into it yesterday and it is actually quite big in oriental culture.
Yes, but I think when you look at that, Joe, that's sort of timeless, that one, isn't it? Because even though we've included it with this collection, you could put that on anything. Absolutely anything. Could
go anywhere. We've then got for you the most beautiful embossing folder. As Craig says, it's a standard embossing folder, but it's far from standard. And I mean, again, this is like the inside of like a Chinese tea chest is what I see when I see that. It's got a beautiful, beautiful feel to it. What are the houses that geishas live in? Not a house, Georgina, no. It's more... There's a special word for them. Someone in the comments will know. They will. Because this is what the whole collection gives me, that overall feel. I can't remember. You know it's on the tip of your tongue, Jan, but you just can't think about it. You can see here as well, you've got the creator card. We've got Okaya. Is that how you say it? Do you know the ones they're like all made out of timber, aren't they? And they've got the wooden floors and the low beds.
Beautiful panels in, don't they? With like a translucent.
And they all slide the panels, don't they, between doors? And you've got all the gorgeous gold leaf, the lanterns, and all of that. This just gives me that overall feeling. This collection, which I love, and I think for a lot of people, it exports them back to a certain time and place. You've travelled through Asia, you know, you will know. I can almost smell it when I look at the collection.
I'm just thinking again, that one, Joe, I'm just thinking 4 sides of a box.
Yeah.
With your lights inside.
And then a little lantern maybe in the middle there.
In the centre, See, all these ideas are not enough time to execute them.
We need to make sure that you are down to do the masterclass, I think, Jan. That's what we need to do. Jen's got back to me. She says, I have 2 Siberian Huskies. They are adorable, but when they're puppies, they chew on everything. Karen says, Joe, your hand looks like the model on The Price is Right. That's what I was going for.
Pencils, yeah.
Anyway, should we share some pictures with you? These are some of the pictures that you guys sent in yesterday, so we thought we should reshare them with you all again.
Yes,
Just to give you an idea of some of the beautiful things you can do. That's gorgeous, Jan, isn't it?
It's when you put it together, they've got a real luxurious feel to them, haven't they? I mean, you've got a complete mixture there of some of the elements. Love how creative that use of the folder is there with the corn, making them into corners. That looks gorgeous, Mary.
Oh, I didn't even notice the creator card in there,
actually. It's been cut into,
Really, Jen's come up with a really creative way of using the creator card here as well.
Oh, look at that. That's beautiful, isn't it? And that looks as if it's had a bit of gilding wax on there, which again, Sarah was using yesterday. Perfect companion for this collection, isn't it?
Here's some pictures when I was in Vietnam a few years back, as I was saying, when I went to Hoi An. You can see the lanterns, the arches. It's got all of that symbolism there as well.
Everything's so colourful, isn't it?
It is
just
indeed.
Sort of happy and joyous.
Here's a picture. Did you hear the funny story about this yesterday, Jan?
No.
This picture looks joyous. This lady thought I was going to give her $5 for this selfie, and she hit me around the head as I ran away.
I do remember
there you go. Anyway, moving on. Lorraine has also been getting very creative with this as well. Absolutely adore that.
Beautiful, honestly. They just make stunning. And as I say, it's got a real touch of luxury to it, I think.
The thing for me, the pagodas. The pagoda and the lantern seem to be the one that's really sparked interest with people. If we have a look at the next one from Michelle, you'll see here, she's used both of them. That seems to be the one that people are coming back to. The pagodas, the lanterns, teamed up with the papers,
and
are
that
just
Z-fold's
beautiful.
Perfect there for it, isn't it? Yeah, absolutely gorgeous.
This was from Michelle, this next one as well, but this was a gift that was given to her.
Oh, look
from when she lived in Okinawa, I believe. There was a few different things she collected.
Gorgeous.
She sent us pictures yesterday. She sent us in another picture as well. You're going to have to forgive me for the life of me. I can't remember what this was. I believe it's some sort of belt. I could be wrong. Well, she also has got a beautiful pot as well. Yeah. And the pot's got pictures of fish on the inside and the outside.
Wow.
And the pot, if we take a look at the pot, it also reminds me a lot of one of the papers in the pad
you can
itself.
see, where that's come from,
Mariah's been very busy as well.
Oh, those
she has
gorgeous
been
little lovebirds.
painting those lovebirds,
Yep.
which are these ones here. Patricia lived in Hong Kong for a little while, and this was a picture of her brother as a baby in Hong Kong. But can you see the pagoda in the background?
I was just looking at that. That looks like the one we've done, doesn't it?
And it was Patricia that told us the stamp means live, laugh, love.
Yep,
in that Chinese cinema.
How
Isn't
cute.
he a little cutesy one? He really, really is. Right, Jan, I know you've got lots that you want to share with us on this collection.
We're going to go back to that embossing folder with the pretty peonies. We're going to do a bit of letter pressing. Okay, and I've just realised.
Do you want some great news?
Pardon?
Do you want some great news?
Some great news.
Yeah.
I always have great news.
Whatever wins, you're a winner, baby. Because whatever wins, whatever wins card of the show is card of the day.
Is it?
Yeah.
Right.
Because it was wake up call this morning, so we don't put a card in.
Yeah.
And then it was an Ultimate Pro Masterclass, so she only did techniques, Sarah, in the earlier show.
Oh.
And I said to her, do you want to get beaten or do you want to tap out? And she said, I'll tap out. So I said, there you are.
Well, there we go. So we're just at the end. We just need to have a vote.
That's it.
I'm
One vote,
liking that.
straight up for demo of the day.
She'll have got hers in from yesterday, though, won't she?
No, she lost yesterday.
Did she?
Do you want to know what she lost to?
What did she lose to?
I think this is a very good example of the power of love, because she lost to Craig's Celine Dion scrapbook page.
I saw a photo of that on his social media.
I love it.
It's a great.
I love that he went to a Celine Dion concert with his mum.
How young does he look there?
I know, he went, I think it was about 6-7 years ago. He went to a Celine Dion concert with his mum and then did a scrapbook page in which his mum didn't feature, but Celine Dion didn't. Oh yes, sorry. It says 2017, where? Oh there. So yeah, 5 years ago. I was about right.
He looks really young there, doesn't he?
At the start of the show yesterday, Jan, in the evening, we, without telling Georgina and George Squared, or George and Ina as they're now known, we got as many Celine Dion song titles in as we could, and we got about 23 in before anyone realised.
Oh my goodness.
It was fabulous. Go back and watch it back after the show. The crafters, everyone in the comments got it before the guys, George and Ina got it, yeah.
Right, so we're going to have a look at the embossing folder then. And we're going to use, I've just realised I'm still on the blue theme. Obviously like the blue because we're going to put the blue into the folder. So I've just taken a piece of stamping card and cut it to the size of the folder. And this is a 6 by 6 inch folder. So literally just cut it down. We'll take it off the back in there. And what I'm actually going to do is put the ink inside the folder. So again, just a quick reminder that you want the raised half of the embossing folder underneath your card. And then it's going to go into the recess side. So I actually want my ink on this side so that it lands on top of the card. So I'm just going to spin it round because I'm right-handed. And this is actually a water reactive ink, which is a felt pad. I normally use my brayer for this, but realised I hadn't put it in my box today. So I'm just going to take the ink pad straight to it and literally put this all over. And this is going to push the blue to the background. And then those peonies are going to pop through and they will remain white. So again, just make sure we've got plenty of ink in there. And I'm just sort of smooshing it about.
That's a technical term.
It is, yeah. Making sure that we've got a good coverage there. And then what I like to do is put my cardstock in this side. So just get it lined up where you want it in this side. And then we're going to close this one onto it. And once it's closed, keep everything in place. So, like you were saying, Craig said it's an ordinary embossing folder, what we refer to as a 2D folder. So I've just taken my 2 clear cutting plates from my Gemini, and I'm just going to pass that through now. And what it's going to do, the pressure's going to transfer the ink onto the card, but where the emboss feature is, that white's going to pop up through the actual ink, and it gives you a really nice sort of effect. And you can do this with any of your inks. So when we have a look inside here now, can you see how we've got that gorgeous sort of background going on? And because these are water reactive inks, I'm just going to take the good old cloth there and just give that a wipe over, and your embossing folder's good to go next time. It doesn't damage them. The worst it can do is maybe stain them with some of the colours, but it's absolutely fine. Good to go, ready for next time. So we're going to use this then to make the top of a box, okay? So I've brought my sponge applicator, and I'm just going to add a little bit more ink around the edges now. So I just want to take the same ink and literally round the edge there, just to make sure that we've got got rid of the white, and B, it just adds a little bit of depth around the edge there.
Lynn says, Joe, I love your photos. You must be a fabulous travel buddy. I've forgotten, Lynn. It's been so long, I couldn't tell you what I was like. I haven't been away on holiday since September, Jan.
No, it's scary. And you do like your holidays, don't you,
I usually
Joe?
travel a lot.
Yeah.
Yes, I do love to travel. I'm a bit apprehensive about booking anything. I mean, I know we could, from yesterday, we were able to travel to a very select few countries, aren't we? So there's 12 countries we can travel to now. Iceland and Portugal, basically, were the main two that you might want to travel to. Some people did go yesterday. But yeah, I think we just need to, I'm just going to hang on for a few more weeks before I get myself off somewhere.
Yeah, just see how it's going and how it's working.
Absolutely, yeah.
I think that's a sensible idea, Joe. So what I've done is I'm actually going to make myself a box with this one. So I've got the lid here. Is that the lid by
any chance?
How did you guess?
I don't know.
Very intuitive there, Joe.
So
yeah, it's on the same wavelength, aren't you? So I've taken some of our metallic cardstock there, which again just tones in nicely with the collection, and then that blue one, it's the same blue that I used for the backing on the other demo. So I'm going to pop some adhesive on the back of there. I like to decorate my box lids while they're flat. I just find it easier to adhere everything while it's flat. So we're literally going to pop that one on there, and then we're going to use, this is the one that I've just done. The one that I did earlier has just got a little bit more inking on there, so I've cut this down to the right size. So I'm just going to use this one now to actually map.
Now this does look like pottery to me.
It does, doesn't it? It does. And again, you know, you can imagine that in any colour. You know, it doesn't matter what colour you chose.
I bet in our Chinese red that would look gorgeous, Jan.
In fact, I'm going to use, oh gosh, yes. Yes, and with a little bit of Bordeaux.
Yeah, just not enough
just
time
to highlight it. There isn't. I don't have enough hours in a day, Joe. No. That's my biggest problem. I'm just going to go back to my collal because
maybe we could add an extra week in the day.
Maybe.
No, the other way around. Maybe we can add
another day in the week.
In the week, or a few more hours at the end of the day. It would obviously be an extra weekend day,
We're getting definite no's coming from the gallery there, Joe.
No extra days in the week. Okay.
But yeah, time's always on against me. I'm always sort of got ideas and not enough time to do them in. So I have to choose which ones I want to do. And then I never seem to I think, oh, I'll do the others after, and never get back to it, because the minute I get home, I'm then straight into the next sort of show. And as I say, I've got some more mixed media coming up next week, so I need to have a go with that when I get home. So I'm just going to grab.
Do you want to give us a little sneaky peek of what might be on that? Just a little saucy song, just, you know, whet our crafty appetites, Jan. Because that's me and you then next Tuesday, is it?
I'm just trying to think, because I've only just got the details this morning. We've got some more Cosmic Shimmer products on there.
Oh.
Yep. We've also got some more stencils on there. There's some stamps on there again.
Nice.
So yeah, on the 25th.
25th.
At 3 o'clock.
So a week today at 3 p.m. I look forward to that, Jan. The other thing I was going to say, Aisha asked what kind of cardstock you're using here.
The main cardstock is, you can either use Centura Pearl or stamping card. Yep. And I'm gonna write a plea to our Leanne, I think.
Right.
To get the name of the card changed.
To everything
card. Because I want it to be all-purpose card. Because we tend to call it stamping card.
I can text an Alfie if you want.
Can you? Have you got a direct line to her?
I've got a direct line.
I just think, you know, originally it was used for stamping, and it is excellent for that purpose because it's got a smooth finish. But we use it with our alcohol markers. We use it to make card blanks. It's strong enough to work 3D to start doing construction and things like that. So I think really it should be called all-purpose cardstock.
I agree.
Yeah.
Dorothy says the collection is perfect for scrapping my trip to Japan. I think it was built for that.
Honestly, that was made for it, wasn't it?
Really was.
Yeah.
Carol D says, I made a card yesterday using the Chinoiserie and Eastern Wishes range and Jan's double Z-fold card instruction. It looks
fantastic.
Awesome. Well, Carol, you know what you got to do, don't you? Send us
a little picky.
We do. We'd love to see it. Studio at craftscompanion.co.uk. I will put the details just there. When I say I will, I don't mean that. What I mean is George will do it, because I just stand here and do the words and everyone else is doing, you know, working away in the background. They've got my back.
So Joe, you were talking about that other folder and you said you love that shape out of the centre, and that's just what we've done here. I've actually taken this. I've got another demo
shiny,
with the
Jan.
folder. It's actually Centura Pearl,
Ah.
and we've stamped with the quick dry inks over the Centura Pearl, and then just added again, I've gone round the edge with my blending tool just to give it a bit of definition round the edge there, and then just a little tiny bit of colour just to highlight the flowers with an alcohol marker. And literally we're going to pop this one on the top here as a main part of the box. So I think I'm going to pop that on some, I'm going to be daring, Joe. I'm getting the foam pads out.
Oh, you and foam pads, what is it? It's a love affair with you two
I've
these
got some of
days.
this. Look, I'm going to use this one.
Have you got your big one?
I've got me, these are parts of the big one that I've cut off. So
Awesome.
I'm going to use, I'm going to chop some of that up. And we can literally, we just need a couple of pieces on there. So literally take one side of this off to stick it down. Whoops, not to the other pad. And then we can take the other side off. And I'm going to add, because I'm going onto an inked surface, once I've got those foam pads in place and we take that layer off, I'm just going to go back to my tacky glue. And because it's on an inked surface, just add a little bit of tacky on the back of it, and that will then soak in.
Tacky on the backy?
Tacky on the backy, and that soaks into this cardstock then, just to actually make sure it's adhered. So that's going to go on there, and then we just quickly need to take the pieces off here, and we can fold that box together now. So again, just to trap those corners, and I've already put the base together. And that's why I usually write on them, Joe, because when you're using the same cardstock, it's very easy to get them wrong way around.
Okay.
And I once made an inverted box where the lid fit inside the box.
That's
It did,
right.
because
Maybe
I'd done it
that's
the
a
wrong
start-
way
maybe
around.
you started a new style, Jan.
Yes, it was so funny,
No such
honestly.
thing as a mistake
I
in
come to
craft.
put it together and the whole lid slid inside like this.
Oh dear.
So Ben christened it an inverted box. So again, we pop it together like so, and you've got that lovely decoration. And if I bring the one in that I actually did earlier, I've just added a little bit of ribbon to that and a couple of pearl decorations around the edges just to add a bit more detail and bring that colour tone together. But you can see how it makes such a gorgeous gift box. And as I say, just using that technique by putting your ink into that folder. And it can be done in any colour. You could literally recreate these in any colourways that you want.
Brilliant. I think
So
that's
that
an
one's my
awesome
box.
Brilliant. Sorry, I just took me. I was fiddling.
wondered
with
where
me,
you'd gone
fiddling.
then.
I'd started fiddling with my earpiece, so I
thought
thought I
you'd
sort of
left
checked. I took it out just to, because you know, I was rearranging myself.
Turned round and it was silent.
I
I thought, has
know.
it gone
I mean,
home?
it doesn't really happen, does it? And it never
It
happens when
doesn't.
you want it to happen, Jan. Honestly, I talk over you for an hour and 28 minutes, and then the moment you need me, I'm off fiddling with my earpiece. Anyway, should I run you back through that collection?
Oh dear.
I did tell you I was in a funny mood today, didn't
You
I?
did.
Not as funny a mood as we were in this morning. I burst into the studio like the Energizer Bunny this morning. I've slowly became less energised as the day has gone on. Let me just share with you again this awesome pad, because for me, Jan, I don't know if you agree, I feel like this sets the tone for the whole collection.
It does,
the pad.
doesn't it? Yeah, absolutely. And I'd struggle to choose a favourite paper out of those. I really would. I do like the ones with the pagodas on.
I like that one a lot.
But I also like the ones with the cranes on as well.
Oh, this one, is it? Have I gone past it? I'm going to go. That's a gorgeous one. The one with the cranes on is beautiful as well. Let me just come back to that one again. Where is it? Let's find it for Jan, because it's
There's
her
one
favourite.
right
There
at the
it
front.
is.
Yeah,
that
there's
one.
the blue one, and then there's a pink version of it at the front.
Oh yes, there's the blue one. There's the.
yeah.
Oh yes. This is the inside of a geisha's house to me. This is what this one is
Yes.
reminding me of. Love it. Maybe that would be the line. This would be the lining in Georgina's kimono. she's
What would
saying.
we have on the outside,
Oh,
though?
I don't know what
if
on
that
the
was
outside.
the lining.
I think the outside, George, would have to be something like that. Or
Yes.
maybe, what's the other one I liked as the outside
green
of my
one,
kimono?
the dark green one's nice as well.
Yes, that one there.
That one, yeah.
Yes, or a pair of curtains out of that. Yes, please. Anyway, enough about my home decor. Let's move on. So you get the pad in there. Then what you also get is these, and this is the one that you guys have gone doolally for. You've loved these lanterns. And I think, Jan, would you agree you could use just the stamps on their own? They'd look beautiful without the dyes.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't have to die cut them out. They'd look great done on like a, you know, like a banner. To have them across sort of the card on a banner and then have all the lanterns hung in different colours.
Great idea, love that, Jan. Then of course you've got that awesome temple or pagoda in there. You've got the lovebird, not what I called them yesterday, I should not be repeating that. We've then got those sentiments in there for you as well. And then what you've got is those beautiful, beautiful peonies. See, sometimes it gets late in the evening here at Crafters TV, Jan. We think, you know, it's fine. You know, you tend to maybe let your mind wander in places, your mind falls to places it wouldn't fall normally. Well, you have to remember, it's 11 AM on the West Coast.
It is, yes.
People are eating their breakfast.
We have to curb it a bit.
We do have to rein it in sometimes. And then you've got that beautiful creator card in there as well. The value is off the chart, guys, because Platinum members, less than £45 in the UK, $43.92. $71 and change in the US. Platinum members in the UK, you're saving £46. That's more than you're spending, which is brilliant. I love as well, if you're a Platinum member in the US, the way to think about it is that that's the delivered price there on your screen.
Yep.
Because it's less, the Platinum price is less than that price there with the postage, and then we're going to upgrade the postage. In fact, we'll get Ben to talk to you all about the postage, and also, let's talk about as well, should we talk about Club Inspire or how to watch and shop at the same time? Club Inspire, take a look.
We've had to make some changes to our shipping charges and we want to keep you informed. With continued pressure on domestic shipments around mainland US, we've had to temporarily increase the cost of our regular 6 to 10 working day standard shipping service from $9.99 to $12.95 and our free shipping threshold from $100 to $125. We also have some really great news to tell you. We've introduced a brand new shipping service called Express Delivery. This is a fully tracked door-to-door service which takes 3 to 7 working days and costs $19.95. This option means you'll get your crafty goodies in your hands sooner, meaning less waiting and more crafting. We're also upgrading delivery services for our Gold and Platinum Club Inspire members who will now receive priority delivery on all of their orders. And if that wasn't enough, we've upgraded these orders to our new Express 3 to 7 day service. Your patience and understanding throughout this very busy time has been amazing. So we'd just like to say a huge thank you, and we look forward to chatting to you again very soon.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% of your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Under that little piece of video there, we have a lot of chats. We have a lot of chats here at Crafty. Some we can talk about, some we can't talk about. I just said to Jan that someone on Instagram has 1 million followers, and Jan was like, oh my word, I was happy with 2,500. We're having a bit of a chuckle, we really, really were. We are going to come back though again to the colourist. What's the stock update here now, Georgina? Half the back in stock has gone. Now, the value is amazing here because these pens should be $59.99 just for this element, the box, which has 18 pieces containing 54 pens. That's worth $59.99 or $89.95. So you're not even paying for that. And then we're going to give you £12 or $16 worth of discovery kit included. There are 7 for you to choose from. So you can see creative colouring, modern calligraphy, manga, you've got concept design, watercolour, illustration or blended mandalas. You just need to choose which one you're going to get. Brilliant these, Jan, for anyone that maybe was wanting to start their colouring journey.
It is. Well, yeah, whether they're starting or whether they're already a colourist, you know, it's just a really, really nice presentation box, gift box, however you want to call it, and it's been designed specifically to house those pens in. Even if you've got some of the tri-blend pens, I just think, you know, it's a really nice, it could be a gift to yourself, it could be a gift to a friend, a family member, one of your crafty friends, whatever. But we're just going to have a little look inside again, and then I'm just going to flick quickly through those extra kits that you can choose as a free element. So inside your kit then, we have got a 25-piece kit in total there, and 18 pieces of those are your actual pens. So in here we've got 18 of our most popular tri-blend colours. There are extra ones in the whole collection, but in this particular one, 18 of them and a complete rainbow of colours. So you've got all the different colours, and they're split into the blends. So again, just going to take one of these out of the packaging just to show you. And they come with a light, a medium and a dark shade of the same colour, which makes your blending effortless. And we'll do a little tiny bit on the colouring again just to show you how they work. This one's a bright pink blend with BP 1, 2 and 3. So the lower the number, the lighter the colour. So this will be BP 1, 2 will be your medium and 3 will be your darker shade. And on the back it tells you there that you've got the light, medium and dark. They are all a bullet nib. So all three elements of your pen have all got that same bullet nib on them there, so you can just see, really nice to get in, and you'll be surprised how quick you can lay the colour down with these. And then again, along with that, not only have we got this gorgeous velvety tray to house them all in and keep them nice and flat, this lifts out. And underneath here, we've got some extras that make up your 25 pieces. So we've got a little bit of an introduction, if you've not come across the markers before. It explains about the shading system and how to do some of that simple shading to get that effect, to make something from looking flat here to actually looking more 3D or more dimensional. And then on the back here, it talks through the actual process for blending, and that's what I'm going to show you on the actual sheet in a second. But it takes you right from laying down the first colour to adding some depth to it, blending it through to a finished one. And we give you a practice sheet. So you can see there, that little piece that we've done here talks you through and how to do it on your practice sheet, along with that plant pot as well, so you can actually have a go at this and try that one out before you go on to your printed sheets. And these are printed on a beautiful smooth cardstock that will take your alcohol markers, and you can colour to your heart's consent. Different designs, really nice open spaces for you to get going with that colouring. This is the one that I started earlier, and we'll do a little bit more on this one in a second. But just to show you, you know, that it doesn't have to be just a colouring page. You know, you can incorporate this into your cards. So you can see there we've got them. What about doing it in a more neutral tone? Just look at that. And just take
shade and tone, the
just one pen, literally one of the pens there, and just taking an element out of it.
Really
so,
gorgeous.
I'm going to pass back over, because I think you've actually got the pens over there, Joe, haven't you?
Have indeed. And what you can see, 18 pieces gives you 54 pens, which is absolutely awesome. Sounded so sinister. Georgina's just asked Jan if she can get her demos ready so we can pit them against each other. Ooh. It sounded very aggressive, almost like a Hunger Games-esque kind of, you know, culmination of the show.
I've only got two.
There's only two. It's going to be an easy choice.
Because I've been doing the colouring, haven't I?
You have, yes, Jan, but two beautiful demos are what you have. Remember as well, with this $49.99, $69.95, you've got an awesome collection there. Do you want number 1, the pagoda, or number 2, the box? I think, Jan, it is one of them's gonna romp home by a country mile, you know. What do you think?
I know which one I would pick.
What would you go for, Jan?
I'm not saying, because I don't want to sway people.
Okay, Georgina, what are you going to vote for? 1. I'm shook-off, as the kids say. Number 2. 1 is the one on the left. It'll be number 2 for me. Jan?
I would be going number 1.
George?
I like the
George says number 2.
So we're completely splitting.
George says number 2, Ina says number 1. So we'll have to see. What she's our very own Ina Sharples. That's what we've decided, Jan.
Yeah.
Ina Sharples. Google her after the show. It's hilarious.
I know who Ina Sharples is. I'm old enough.
Anyway, we're going to do some previews now, and we've actually got, I mean, normally we'd treat it to 1 preview in Launch Party. Sometimes we're feeling really generous, we'll do 2. Not today. We've got 3 samples, no previews for you. We're going to show you some samples from the previews, but starting off with the launch on Thursday, which is very, very exciting. The Lee Holland, which will be launch day with Ben. I don't know who's expert on this. We'll find out for you, but these are beautiful, aren't they, Jan?
Honestly, you'll be familiar with the name because we brought out that beautiful little range of dragons, the little cutesy stamps. So Lee Holland is actually the designer behind those, and now we've taken it into more of a scenic route. So just to flick through these for you, you can see we've got the village church, and just to show you some ideas of what they actually look like, you can see here where we've got that coloured in. And then we've also got the tree house. So again, just taking this, and the stamps are size of the packet. They're a good size stamp there.
Love a big stamp.
We've also got the flower boutique, and I'm just having a look to see which ones I've got samples for. But again, just how adorable are they? And it gets even better. Just keep watching. Honestly, it gets better. So again, we've got that beautiful woodland trail there. So you've just got that little pathway going through the woods.
Path.
Where's it going to?
It makes you want to go and explore it,
Where's
doesn't it?
it going to? Yeah, it's sort of like a story starter. But then, on your special day, we've actually got a range of little tiny characters in here. And if I just flick it over, you can see we've got the little mice, and they're going to the church because we've got a bride and groom.
Are we going to get married?
We've got a little
Not
top
you and I,
hat,
obviously
we've
you're
got
already married. You
bouquets.
can't get married.
And you've got the dies to actually cut them out as well there. So again, just to give you an idea, you can see how by adding them to that church design, they are just adorable. Can you see how he's got his little top hat? She's got her little posy on there. Absolutely beautiful. And then we've got birthday wishes, which again, in here we've got lots, again, little characters, the tree stump there. Again, they're carrying all sorts of different things. I'm just having a quick flick through to see. You can see some of the little bunnies there, look. Absolutely gorgeous. So really, really nice collection. I'm just going to click the last 2. Family time. Okay, that was the one with the bunnies on. So family time there. And then we've got Spring Has Sprung. And again on here, we've got the little badger,
in the UK, Jan.
got a little fox, deck chair on there. Just a really nice collection of scenic stamps, and then the little characters to go with them, just to give you you know, so to make up those designs that you want to work on. I mean, just look at this one. Just by adding those extra little characters in there, really, really nice. So if you like your stamping and colouring, real nice one to go for there.
Yeah, absolutely gorgeous.
So that's the Lee Holland. Did you say
That'll
it
be
was
Thursday, Jan. Yes,
Yep.
that one's coming up on Thursday. I've got some awesome ones for you. Friday with me. I'm not in on Friday. Oh, we meant I'm going to show you what's happening on Friday with Debbie. It will be Ben, I believe. Yeah, it should be Ben. So this is the second preview for you. So these are the connecting words. Now what you've got 8 different sentiments. Oh my word. It's actually Ben and Sarah. I don't know. Have you had a gin or something in there, George? Have you? Ina's been on the gin, I think. So you can see here, Ginina. That's what we'll be calling her soon. It's going to be Ben and Sarah with this one. Look at these. I want to also show you some of the marketing suite as well that's been put together with these, because there's loads of different concepts that you can do with these. So many
different ways.
Look at that one with the acetate there.
I think if there's still stock available, I've got these with me next Tuesday as well.
Really?
Yeah.
That'll be you and I. We've got a double Jan Tuesday next week.
Yeah,
then.
I've got masterclass in the afternoon, and then I'm back for launch party again next Tuesday. Yeah.
It's a date, me and you, for a double Tuesday. I'm looking forward to that. Then think about things with steppers as well. Aren't they just lovely? And I love the amount of concepts that you're able to do with these as well, which makes them really, really spectacular. And then I love this one, like a double fold back. Should that be that? Is that meant? No,
it's
that's
like a
meant to be that
reverse
way.
gatefold, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a reverse gatefold. Don't know why I felt the need to say it like that, but yes. Oh, I'm tired today. Jan, I got up really early and I finally, you know everyone's been whinging at me about it for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. I finally started my marathon training,
Have
Jan.
you?
I've
There's
just
no
completed,
wonder you're tired.
I've just
then.
completed,
It's nearly 9 o'clock at night.
just completed week 1. Honestly, everything's sore from about here down, I would say. Every time I move, it's all sore, and I feel like, yeah, it's coming towards the end of the day. Words are escaping me. If you want to see these, please join Ben and Sarah on the 21st of May. I tell you what then, I mean, I've lucked out with my days on, haven't I? Because Ben's coming, we've got all the amazing launches. I'll be having a word with him because we've got another one to share with you. On Saturday will also be Ben. Again, 3 launches in 3 days. Ben and the fish coming your way on Saturday.
Yep. So these are the abstract shape stamps, and again, I think I've got these on launch party, if providing that there's some left, Joe. So we'll get to see them next week. But absolutely beautiful.
We're going to have a good launch party.
So you've got the idea of an external shape, but all the die cuts inside, so it stays in the card. So we've got butterfly wishes, and I mean, just look. So it cuts in, and we've put some acetate behind here and make it into a shaker card there. You've also got the balloon bouquet, and again I'm just flicking through. I should have got these ready to see whether we can show you, but just the idea again, this one's got the acetate behind them. I can see a shaker card coming up. We've got endless love there. I've just seen that one. Again, the same idea. So you've got the creating the illusion of the outside shape, but it's all cut in. This one's been paper piece, looks beautiful. We've also got Star of Stars, and again, bit of glitter card in this one. Just look, Star of Stars. We've got Foliage Flurry, but just again, the team obviously thought these were good for shakers. Look, there's lots of them, but I just love the idea of that shape, but it's not actually a definite shape. It's been created with those inside pieces. And last but not least, we've got the celebration cake, which I've got just
I love the cake.
And again, that one's been paper piece. So just to make a little easel card there, but you've got the illusion of the cake, but it's been made by all those little shapes.
Clever,
and again,
isn't
I'm
it?
just thinking, die cut this in, all those little pieces from there would make great shaker elements in their own right, wouldn't they?
Shake
to put
your
behind it. Shake your cake. So yeah, coming up Saturday, did we say, for that one, 22nd of May.
Absolutely. Let
Yep.
them eat cake. Right. 22nd of May on launch day, which is amazing. Chinoiserie for the end. We've only got to get through the next 13 minutes, Jan.
Is that it?
Honestly.
I've already done one show today and I'm still shattered.
I mean, there's nowhere else I'd rather be, Jan. I'm missing Eurovision semi-final 1 for this.
I know.
I said, no, I will not miss launch party with Jan. I love Eurovision, but I will need to be here with Jan. We're going to look now again at the Chinoiserie collection. Not the Chinoiserie, the Chinoiserie collection. Chinoiserie. It's been interesting hearing the pronunciations of this over the last couple of weeks, but basically what it is, it's the Western interpretation of Eastern cultures from the 18th century, which is very highbrow for a crafting collection of us here at Crafters TV. I think it's gorgeous. It actually plays out a lot in home decor and fashion, apparently, is the main things there.
Yep.
We now see it. And you can really see it. I love the paper because it really sets the tone for the whole collection. I'm going to run through this quite quickly because I know Jan wants to squeeze in another demonstration as well. I can tell you that your pagoda card is the card of the show, Jan.
Is
and
it?
By default, it is therefore the card of the day as well.
Excellent. I'm
I will
loving
come and
it.
grab that once I've been
Yep.
through these boards and pop it onto the cabinet of creativity. So you're going to get the stamps and dies there. Okay, Georgina, yes, you were right. You've also got that pagoda in here. You've got the lovebirds in there too. We're also going to give you the sentiments. These are awesome. I'd actually be tempted, would you, Jan, to double up on those?
Yes.
Because you know they are
I think that's
absolutely
something else,
gorgeous.
yeah.
Definitely
Yeah.
one of the consumable elements that I know you love. If you like to make a lot of easels with your collection, these would make great easel stoppers.
That's
Yeah.
a good idea, yeah.
And then, of course, we've got the peony stamps and dies. You've also got the brilliant embossing folder too, which is this one just here, as well as the fantastic Chinoiserie frame die as well, with that removable outside edge, which is brilliant. Right, I'm on my way to pinch your pagoda,
We're going to
Jan.
go for it. Okay, so I'm going to look those gorgeous, beautiful birds, the little lovebirds. We're going to have a play with, and we're going to create that cherry blossom effect. We've used the the stamp there as well. So I'm going to stamp it out just to show you and then bring the one in that I've coloured because time is ticking away. But again, just to actually show you the beauty of those polymer stamps. So I'm using that same Flagstone ink, just inking up, making sure we've got a good coverage on there. And then I've got a little piece of smooth card there that I'm just going to stamp this down onto. And I've done this at home, I've done exactly the same. And then I've coloured it in again with those tri-blend markers. They are definitely becoming a go-to, I must admit. It's so easy to use them and get the shading in there. So just look how beautiful. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous image that, and perfect for this collection. But also, Joe, I think again that's sort of an anytime one.
I'm going to let you know.
It doesn't have to be part of the chinoiserie collection, does it?
I'm usually very good with my pronouns and stuff like that, Jan. It's one of the things, you know, I strive to be better at. I called them anti-sexual rather than gender neutral yesterday.
I know you did. I was watching you.
The whole collection I thought was quite gender neutral, but I don't know where that came from. But I mean, when you think about it, I mean, it's kind of logical, isn't it?
I suppose so. I was chuckling away at home, honestly.
Of all the people to say, I mean, it's just, I mean, I'd normally get it, that's my you know, kind of thing that I try and get right, but I don't know where it was coming from. The anti-sexual lovebirds.
But again, when you bring them in and you've coloured them, you can see there, I've got that stamp up in the top, which we said we thought stood for hope. So if anybody out there can actually read the symbols, you can confirm that for us. And when we've got that lovely cherry blossom, I've done a little tiny bit of shading around it with one of the pale pens, and then I've coloured the little birdies. And it's actually, if we can just get it to catch the light there, I've actually stamped it in and put gold embossing powder. Because I think the gold goes with that collection beautifully. So the little birdies and that, you can just see where the embossing is on them to carry that through. So therefore, I've picked gold Miricard just to mount it on. So that was the stamp. And then again, I've taken a piece of that lovely, I love that pink one with the cranes on. That was one of my favourites. And I've got a DL card that I'm going to use in a landscape fashion.
Does it stand for, Sarah thinks it's called DeLong, that's why they're called that.
It could be.
I think it probably isn't though.
Oh, I don't know. Sounds feasible.
The Big Dog P Whizzle thinks it's dimensional lengthwise. The Big Dog P Whizzle is my affectionate name for Pauline Wheeler from Hunky Dory. Jan gives good cuddles and hugs, as does Debbie Robinson. But the Big Dog P Whizzles has got the best hugs in craft.
Do you know,
hands
put
down.
it on the right way up, Jan. I'm just looking, my cranes were stood on the head then. It is getting late, honestly. Let's have them the right way up, shall we, so that they're actually not getting dizzy. So yeah, I'm just going to put that piece on there. And I've just put a little piece of ribbon, which I'm going to add some embellishments to on there. And then this one, I want to come off the top of it here. So we've not actually got any tape on the back there, but I'm just going to put on the bottom half that tape just to adhere that and let the top half stick up like so. And then I've also stamped out for the inside, on that same stamp set, you get May Your Day Be Filled with Happiness. And again, I've used the embossing powder on there just to keep that theme going. So we're going to pop that as a sentiment on the inside, just to sort of give some stability to that back piece as well. So just roughly centre that one inside.
Oh, the Chinese symbols here mean hope. In Cantonese, the word is pronounced Hei Mong.
Right.
If you are Hei Mong, if you are pronouncing it in English, there you are.
Yeah. So again, those little toppers.
Someone could have been lying there and I could just said a really bad swear word in Cantonese, for all we know. We should fact check that. I trust you, Patricia Watling, don't worry.
So literally, I've just taken one of them. You've got lots of different toppers in here, and I've just cut round it. I've left the backing on it to make it a bit more dimensional. And we're going to use that one to go on the front here. So that's going to go on there. And then on the other stamp set, which has got the lanterns in, you've got these gorgeous little elements here, the little coins. So again, I've actually stamped some of these out and done them in the gold embossing powder again. And we're just going to use these as embellishments now to put on this bottom section.
These are symbolic, these, and I couldn't for the life of me remember yesterday what they symbolised, Jan. If anyone knows in the comments, please let me know. I know you often see them on things like temples, don't you, these symbols here? But I've not a clue what they are symbolic of.
Yeah, I didn't know whether they were coins or not.
No, they are. They're often on the outside of temples, both of those. I'm pretty sure, anyway. I mean, I could be wrong.
So I'm just going to use them as an embellishment there. So we're going to pop those two at the bottom like that.
Patricia says, no, Joe, you are okay, LOL.
And then I'm just going to put, I've got a little foam pad on the back of the top one there, just to pop that one. And again, because it's on the embossing, just a little bit of glue to help it on its way. And then that one's going to go there. We'll have it at that side. So again, those lovely little birds. We'll stand it up that way with the cherry blossom. Okay. And the gold embossing. So that one missed out on the vote.
That's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes, isn't it, Jan?
Yeah.
But I mean, I think your pagoda is...
I like the pagoda.
Mind you, I say this, I'm getting quite bad at this for this, right? Every night when whoever wins a card of the day, I go, oh, I think you might have a chance for card of the show. I'd vote for you. And I said it last night to Craig, but I'm going to say it, Jan. I think yours is absolutely beautiful. That's gone up there on the Cabinet of Creativity. Beautiful birds. The Chinese symbol means hope. Chinoiserie temple Chinese symbol means, the one from the temple means live, laugh, love.
Yes, I thought that was right.
So my friend Lee, can I tell you a funny story? He's from Bradford, and he talks right like that, and he says, "Oh, lovely fluff," and I said, "What? Lovely? Lovely fluff?" And I was like, and he says, "What are you trying to say?" He went, "Love, lift, laugh."
Lovely,
and I was like, "Oh, lovely fluff." So I can't think of it. Oh, lovely fluff.
That's brilliant.
He also said once, "Oh no, I don't know him in the were." And I said, "What?" He said, I don't know him in the were." And I went, "What are you trying to say?" He went, "I don't know him, I know her. I don't know him in the were."
I don't know women who are.
Oh, I could go on. Hours of these.
That's brilliant. I love it.
Hours of these I've got. It's because I've heard it so many times. It's basically my best friend who lives in the flat below me.
Yeah.
But yes, he comes up with some real
brilliant.
Yorkshireisms. Anyway, should we have a little look ahead of what's coming tomorrow? I think we should. So here we have Wake Up Call with Craig, Gate Crash by me, midday here in the UK, 7 a.m. in the East time. We've had an absolute riot all week this week, me and Craig, with the Wake Up Call, so I'm sure tomorrow will be no different. Random crafts of kindness with the order of the day.
Ooh,
and
lovely.
Also a full dissection with myself and Craig of Eurovision semi-final one. He's watching it right now. Masterclass as well, 3 p.m. in the UK, 10 a.m. Eastern time, with myself and Debbie. It's a double Debbie day after the Wake Up Call with Craig tomorrow, which is fantastic. Make sure you tune in at 7 o'clock, because we have got to shut the front door, shut the back door, put the sequins on, fiddle the blinds, put the bins out, ride the dog up the road naked and kiss the postman. Hero tool for you tomorrow.
This string gets longer every time I hear it.
The neighbours hate me. They do. I haven't ride the dog up the road naked. No definition on who would be naked there. Dogs are normally naked, is all I'll say. It's been a very interesting day, hasn't it? I've loved it. I've had a brilliant time. I hope you have.
My face is actually hurting.
What I'd also say is we're just going to give them a chance to just simmer down in the gallery, okay? It's all right, just compose yourself. We've only got 2 minutes to go. Jan, can I say it's been an absolute pleasure to have this show with you.
Yep.
When will you be back with us again?
I'm back next Tuesday, so I'll see you then.
Right.
It's a date, Joe.
Awesome. We will see you next Tuesday, Jan. That will be... That is absolutely brilliant. I didn't think about that. Gorgeous card, says Mary. Yolanda says beautiful card as well. I would have voted for the birds. Well, I'm afraid you weren't allowed to, Rhonda. That's just the way it is, I'm afraid.
It is.
There's a brilliant day coming up tomorrow. I promise I won't exercise tomorrow before work, so I won't be this tired at the end. I hope you have a great day. If you are here in the UK, enjoy the rest of your evening. If you're across stateside, then enjoy the rest of your day. If you're in Europe, then you should be in bed. It's nearly 10 o'clock in the evening in Europe. Yes, it's been a great day. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you back here tomorrow on Crafters TV. Take care.